Want to hear something scary? It was Kai's first day driving for the rideshare app CarShare along the streets of New Delhi, India. He'd recently lost his job and needed to make money while looking for a new one. But he had driven around all day and had not received a single passenger. Tired of wasting his gas and his time, he was about to turn the app off when he finally got a notification. A woman named Sia was looking to be picked up in a sort of sketchy area of town. Kai really needed the money, so he accepted the ride and headed over. His GPS led him to a poorly lit, creepy block with nothing but abandoned warehouses. After looking around for a couple minutes, he finally saw a woman, but she was walking further and further away from the original pickup spot. She matched the picture on his app, and so he drove up to her and rolled his window down. "Are you Sia?" he asked. The woman stopped walking and looked at him. She was a bit shaken and confused, but she nodded. He gestured for her to come in, and she slowly opened the door and sat in the passenger seat. "How are you this evening?" Kai asked. Sia just continued to stare ahead of her. She was rubbing her neck nervously. Then she began patting down her body as though looking for something. After a couple more moments of silence, she finally spoke. I think I lost my phone and my bag." She spoke slowly, slurring and stumbling on her words. She looked at Kai. I don't remember calling a car." "Oh, is that not you?" Kai pointed to the photo on his phone. "No, that's definitely me," Sia confirmed. I don't know where I am." "We're in the warehouse district," Kai replied. "What were you doing over there anyway?" I think I was taking a shortcut. Yeah, I think I was taking a shortcut home. I don't remember." Kai was beginning to get a little suspicious. He noticed that her eyes were bloodshot. Maybe she was really drunk. Kai was not looking forward to the possibility of her getting sick in his car. It was definitely not the way he wanted his first ride to go. He handed her a bottle of water. "Would you like some water?" "Ah!" Sia smacked the bottle out of his hand. Okay, Kai thought. There was definitely something wrong with this woman. I'm sorry, I have no idea why I did that. Sure, I'll take some water." Kai watched in the corner of his eye as she leaned over to grab the bottle from where it landed by her feet. And that's when he noticed them for the first time. Her feet. They pointed backwards. He almost lost control of the car when he saw them. That's when he knew. The woman sitting next to him was a bhut. In India, a bhut is the spirit of a recently deceased person. Their feet are pointed backwards and always hover above the ground because the earth is too sacred for them to touch. They are also terrified of water. This woman must have died very recently, thought Kai, because she still didn't seem to understand that she was dead. He felt sorry for her, but immediately snapped out of it. He knew that he had to get her out of his car before she realized she was dead. With his right hand still on the wheel, Kai slowly reached over to his door compartment. He carefully unscrewed the top of another bottle of water, slowly, so Sia would not notice. As he did this, Sia continued to rub her neck. She pulled down the visor, brushed aside her thick black hair, and examined her neck in the mirror and screamed. Kai looked over and saw that her neck was completely purple and bruised with a red ring caused from friction. He could see the look of realization wash over Sia's face. Her once timid expression morphed into that of pure, unfiltered fury. She turned her now pitch-black eyes toward Kai, just as he sprayed her with the open bottle of water. She yelled in agony as the water burned her skin, and in a few moments, she was gone. Not realizing he had been holding his breath, Kai let out a sigh of relief. His heart was still pounding out of his chest. "I'm never driving for CarShare again," he thought to himself. His hands were shaking, and when he heard the steady drumming of the rumble strip, he realized he was drifting into the shoulder and jerked the car back into his lane. "Pay attention," he thought. His eyes darted around the car nervously, and when he was certain that he was completely alone, he began to punch in the directions to head home. Kai was suddenly blinded when some jack began tailgating him with his brights all the way on. Kai began to speed up to get some distance from the car behind him, when he realized he had knocked his rear view mirror out of line when he sprayed the boot. He adjusted the mirror back into place and saw two pitch black eyes staring back at him. The driver, who had been tailgating him, later reported to authorities that something lunged at Kai before he fishtailed off the road and slammed into a post. There was only one body in the mangled wreck. The next morning, a few miles away, Sia's body was found in the warehouse district. So they say, beware of who you let into your car late at night. They just might be a boot.